Hey everybody, how's it going? The show you're about to watch is with Nick Perales, a retired Marine Special Forces scout sniper and co-founder of the Transformation Project. Nick suffered life-altering injuries in 2011 while on mission in Afghanistan after stepping on an IED. His injuries required that his right leg be amputated below the knee, and his left leg has to be in a brace for the rest of his life. While in the hospital for his recovery, Nick became extremely depressed and attempted suicide. Reaching an astonishing 250 pounds on his 5'7" frame, Nick decided he had had enough when he wasn't able to button up his Class A Marine uniform for the Marine Ball. If you guys are in town on May 27th, Nick and his family will be participating in the 24 WOD Salute. That's a Hero WOD performed every hour on the hour for 24 hours at Crossfit Igneous in Tomball, Texas. If you guys like what I'm doing here, please give the show a subscribe. Leave a comment down below, let me know what you think. Turn on the notifications so that when I post new content or go live, you'll immediately be notified. And as always, I hope you enjoy the show. Everybody asks, like, man, this is actually like a decent kind of thing you got going on here. And I'm like, honestly, man, a lot of this was just therapy.
Yeah.
Man, between just all the different stuff in life, it started out as just therapy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a little bit OCD. So, man, I apologize. Did you want anything to drink?
No, I'm good, man.
You good? No waters, no nothing?
No, I probably
Okay.
a bunch of coffee on the way here.
All right. Yeah. Dude, I drink, you brought me this. But dude, I drink, I drink Black Rifle every day.
Yeah.
And, it's murdered out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just black, dark roast coffee, man.
Dark like the soul, man. That's how
Oh
I like
my
it,
God.
too.
Hell yeah.
Like I have a subscription of that one right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been meaning to change it for like 5 months now.
Yeah.
So there's probably like 20 bags of that same roast at my house.
Yeah. So I got my email this morning saying that my subscription's been shipped.
Okay.
So
nice.
yeah, I was like, oh, man, because I opened up my last bag.
Yeah.
Because I live alone, so I make myself a Yeti pretty much every morning, and I was going through like 4 bags a month by myself.
Dude.
And I was like, okay, that's a bit much, man. I'm gonna kill myself with this much caffeine. So I tried to go down, and I knocked it down to 2 bags. And I about had a panic attack because there's 5-6 days left in the month, and I got no coffee, and I'm like, I don't want to go to the Folgers and all this stuff. Because once you really get to a coffee like that, and this is not an ad for Black Rifle, but once you get to a coffee like that, I didn't start drinking coffee till I was 30.
Yeah.
So I had no preconceived notion of this, that, and the other. And man, I coming across Black Rifle was it's day and night.
Oh yeah.
Going and drinking something like Starbucks or something like that. That stuff's pretty bitter in comparison.
Yeah, I used to drink Starbucks every single day, religiously, 3 times a day, the Trentas, the big ones, 90 ounces of pure Starbucks coffee.
Yeah.
And then finally I switched over to the Black Rifle subscription a few years back.
Yeah.
And just game changer.
Yeah.
I would do the 2 bags every 2 weeks, right? So 4 bags a month, just like you.
Uh-huh.
I was like, man, this is getting out of hand, right? So I need to switch my subscription to 2 bags a month, right? And that's just kind of a fine line I've been flirting with. Maybe you gotta squeeze it out a few extra days every now and then. So it's just it's definitely one of those things, but it's a huge difference, right? Especially with the variety of the roasts that they have.
Yeah.
Right? Man, you can't get bored, and that's what I love. You can just keep switching up. Real big, the exclusive coffee shop membership, right? All those specialty roasts that they come out monthly. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Some of those are just ridiculous.
So I'll be honest, I'm a huge creature of habit.
Oh, yeah.
And so getting into those, I see them, I get the notifications because I've got 9,000 points on the membership, and so I'm I see it, I'm like, oh man, I don't know. I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could switch this up, because then to me, in my mind, I look at it and say, okay, well, this is a limited edition. And if I fall in love with it, I'm never gonna have it again.
Fucking screwed.
Yeah, I just messed up the rest of my freaking life. So I'm like, okay, well, plus, it's like it's just, I think I want to say on the bag, on the there's an M4 on the Murdered Out bag, because I was drinking just black.
Yeah.
And I think it had an AR, and then there was one of them that had an AK on it. I wasn't sure which one that, I don't know, but yeah, I was it was just crazy though. So again, I know this sounds like it's a commercial for freaking Black Rifle, but you know, that, I guess it's another thing too. Like you said, you're friends with some of the people that work there.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, to me, you know, there's another company that's at Target. I forget the name, but it's got a black skull on it. A lot of my friends recommend it to me, but you know, that's the other thing about like Black Rifle that I kind of got into was the America side of things, you know, where it's like, you know, hey, look, you don't have to support, you know, one political party or another, one ideology or another, but like, number one, these are guys that started a company, they were special forces, they served in the military, and then they went even one step further, and they brought, like, the way they started their roastery, like I think it was in Utah or something like that, and they brought over like 100 families from Afghanistan, like guys that served in the Afghan army alongside with them. They sponsored them, brought over not only the men, but brought over their entire families and set them up, you know, with jobs and everything. Like how can you not get behind something like that, you know? Yeah. And then all they want to do is just make cool commercials and blow shit up, you know?
Yeah.
So
like, they have fun doing what they love. You can tell.
Yeah.
You know, their passion, it speaks through everything that they do and who they embody, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things I really love about them too as well.
Yeah.
Right. It's just the culture that they've created, right? Not just in their company, but nationally. You know, like it's a thing. It's a growing brand, and what they just IPO'd not that long ago either,
right?
Which is huge, right? So it's a really cool company to stand behind. I love everything that they do personally, and it just like it speaks volumes and the way they give back to the community, like not just within like say like the first responder, the veteran community, but just worldwide, right? To people that we once vowed to help. Right, and they do that in a bigger way, which is huge. They've used their platform for that, which is really cool. So.
Yeah, well, hopefully, number one, after the IPO, we you know, they've got the coffee. They've got one in San Antonio. I think they've opened one outside of Austin somewhere. Yeah. Hopefully, we get one here in Houston pretty soon.
We got one in Cypress, man.
There's one over there?
Yeah, just opened up not that long ago. I think 2 months ago, maybe. At the
really?
Most. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm gonna go there today.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah,
where in Cyprus?
I wish I could tell you the exact location. It's right off. I think it was 1960 that runs through Cyprus.
Yeah. Highway 6. Yeah, Highway 6 290.
Yeah. You just keep going straight down that, and it's right there off the main road.
Really?
Yeah. I went out there like 2 weeks after it opened, and like.
So not Jersey Village. It's not Fairfield out there. It's something else, something field, something like that.
I know where it is because of Grindhouse Fitness, right?
Okay.
So if you know where Grindhouse is, it's like maybe like 2 miles right past Grindhouse. Right. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to check them out now.
Yeah.
I had no idea they were here in Houston yet.
Yeah. Nice setup. Like, so it's huge.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go check that out, man. But man, Nick, thank you so much for coming on here, dude. I really appreciate it.
No, man, I appreciate being here.
Yeah.
It's been a pain in the butt getting here, but you know.
Well, dude, you've been busy, man.
Dude, so busy.
Dude, it looks
busy.
Like I look at every time I look at you or I think I was friends. I think I was friends with you on Instagram or something like that, or I followed you on Instagram.
Okay.
And then I think I came across your wife, and then I realized that I was like, wait, I know this guy. Like, I mean, we've never met, but I'd seen you like 1,000 times in the gym.
Yeah.
And now every time I look, dude, you're traveling the world. You guys are all over the freaking place. I mean, what is you guys just going? Is it all just vacations and hanging out? I mean, you're going around and setting up empires.
Yeah, man, building empires.
Yeah.
that's like the season of my life right now is focusing on my business, right? Growing our business. Me and my little sister, so we're business partners.
Okay.
Right? She's about a year younger than me. We run a online nutrition coaching company.
Oh, wait. So that's not your wife.
No,
that's
that's
your
my
sister.
wife that you see on Instagram.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm business partners with my sister. She
Okay.
probably see me doing a lot of traveling with my sister right
Okay.
now.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Not really much traveling with my wife too much yet.
Yeah.
Soon. We probably went to like Mexico or something recently, but that's about
I
it.
think that's the most recent one I saw was y'all down in Mexico or something like that.
Yeah. So other than that, I'm all over the place with my sister.
Yeah. What is it? So you're setting up a nutrition shop, nutrition like line and everything?
Yeah, so we do online nutrition coaching.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically we specialize in helping like women and men just break free of their restrictive dietary shackles and just get off the diet train, you know what I mean? And just help them acquire the body they want by teaching them sustainable nutrition habits.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what we've been doing for a few years now, and right now we're really focused on expansion. So reaching out nationally. We've kind of set our roots in Houston, and now we've kind of reached out to the East Coast, and we're reaching out to the West Coast in the upcoming months. So we're kind of all over the place.
Do y'all when you guys do something like that? Because I know like some personal trainers and stuff, and they individually do stuff online, but it's more to like a localized group. Do you guys, when you guys do something like that, do you guys go out and partner with like gyms and different organizations out in these areas?
Yeah, so that is one aspect of our company. We do like business to business and business to consumer. So we have about 30 affiliate locations, so 30 gyms that partner with us, and we run nutrition programs for them.
Oh wow,
that's just one avenue, and then we have just our business to consumer side where it's us working with just one-on-one clients as well.
Man, you guys sound like, so there's this guy I've seen a couple dozen times on like Facebook and Instagram. He does little stories, and basically he set up this organization, I guess, where he went and was selling gym memberships.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of the guy's name, and I'm just drawing a complete blank. But what he would do is he would go out and it was like closing the cell with all these things. And he didn't own the gyms. He didn't own any part of these organizations, but what he would do is essentially set up sales teams, and he would drive memberships into these clubs. So I guess the club didn't have to worry about having a sales staff, and they were still able to maintain membership. So I guess with these clubs, they come in and with you guys, it's kind of like they don't do it in-house. Y'all are the value add, and it gives them a little more freedom.
Absolutely, 100%. And that's kind of one of the reasons that we kind of branched off and started doing our own thing like that is we started in the gym space, right? So I was the operations manager of some boxes in the Houston area. We did all the things, right? So fitness coach, nutrition coach, wore all the hats, therapists, right? Eventually you start to realize is some of those areas start to kind of suffer. It's really hard to be really good at all three, right? And keep that value high, what the customer truly deserves, right? What we typically saw was the nutrition side of things really started to kind of lag, right? You get them in the doors. After that, it's like, okay, well, now we got to teach you how to actually eat properly to see the results that you want, the reason that you joined in the first place.
Yeah.
Right? That's like, that should be the baseline coming into the doors, but it's not.
No.
Right? So like really, like we were confined to four walls. The gyms, they could typically hold about 300 members. So it's like, okay, we want to make a bigger impact on the world. It's not at this level, right? So we had to branch out, and that's what we decided to do was just give the gym owners and the coaches a way where they can kind of deload some of that stress, right? Focus on the thing that they're really good at, and the thing that they probably became a coach to do was to coach, right? Fitness, right? And allow us to take over the nutrition aspect of it, because it's way more in depth than just, hey, eat this, don't eat that.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Like nutrition education is just insane today. But it's understanding the human being as an individual. That's where we put our emphasis, is more along the lifestyle, the personality, the personal preferences, is what's going on between the ears, right? It's not as black and white as people think. You know? So that's ultimately what we did, is we wanted to provide gyms a way where they can up the value to their members, get them the results that they actually want. Because like nothing's worse, honestly, than joining a gym, working hard for years on end, and not seeing your results. That sucks.
Yeah, it's miserable.
That sucks really bad.
Yeah.
Right? But people live that.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And they spend a shitload of money like that. Like $200, $250 a month going to a gym. You've been going to the same gym for 3 years. You want to lose 20 pounds, and you actually gain 5 pounds over the 3 years. Like, is that not fucked up? Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
It doesn't sit well with me, And that's what we did. So we decided to branch off and find a way where we can help gym owners, help coaches do what they're good at, and more importantly, give their clients value. Give them the thing that they actually truly desire, right? Beyond just the weight loss or the get stronger, right? It's the improvement of life, the quality of life, right? And that's really what we put our emphasis on. So
Those all those goals. Yeah. See,
yeah.
I marvel at this. I mean, I was an athlete growing up, and so I understand. I know my body like through and through.
Mm-hmm.
If you weren't like, and most people like you in the service, high end athletes, stuff like that,
Yeah.
you become very in tune with who you are, not only emotionally and mentally, but like physically.
Yeah.
You know what aches and pains in your body and what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. And so my goal was like, I've always wanted to be like Rich Froning. Like I wanted to look like Rich Froning. I was like, this dude he's my height, 5'9", 5'10". He's 195 pounds at probably like 6%, just a beast, right?
Yeah.
Like that has always been my goal. But I also love food. So like I blew right past the 195. Like I'm like last night I weighed myself. I was right at 200.
Nice.
But my goal was, I mean, at this point I was putting on basically 40 pounds. And it's taken me 5 years to do it.
Yeah.
To put on 40 pounds. Now, trying to do it right. But I like to eat. I love to eat. Like last night. So yesterday I killed a chest workout. Like I went in there and I went all out. It was like an hour and 45 minutes of just beating the shit out of myself. But then when I leave, like I'm hungry. So I go to Luby's. Luby's. I love that place, man. And I know it's not the best. I know it's horrible. Man,
I'm
but
always surprised because the only people that I know that go to Luby's is cops.
Dude, so like I walk in there and it's always it's always very old people. A lot of times it's like their grandkids and stuff like that. But yeah, if you go during the day, it's completely filled with like constables and sheriffs. That's all they go there. Man, but I love Luby's. So I get the square fish, the fried fish. I get that, and I get like a shitload of vegetables. Like I get the broccoli, I get a broccoli casserole, I get cabbage, I get corn, mashed potatoes, that kind of stuff. Man, and then I'll go and I'll be like, okay, well now I'm 208 pounds, and I'm like, well shit, I'm really, so I get like intimately like what you guys probably deal with on a daily basis is. You get these people, you set these goals, and they have these intentions, and they want to do this, they want to do that, and then next thing you know, you could literally take one meal and blow through all of that. So, like with you guys, obviously, you set up the nutrition plan. You go through, you say, here's, you got to eat this, you got to eat this. Do you guys go as far as like help and prepare like the shopping lists?
Yeah, so we do everything that they need to be successful, right? And it's not so much the black and white, hey, do this, don't do that. That doesn't work, right? We need to teach them how to fish, right? So we have a very unique process that we utilize with all of our clients, and it's not just giving you another diet, right? We're not going to give you the same version of the shit that hasn't been working your whole life.
Yeah.
Right? We need to teach you a framework or applications to live your life by, right? That's how we create sustainable change, okay? So we put the first big emphasis on clarity, on creating vision. Like a lot of times we find people walk into us or just into any place in general, they don't even know what the fuck they're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
Right? They think it's, I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to be fitter. I want to be healthier. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, you don't even know. Right? So it's helping them create a vision, a big picture vision. People think too small, and that becomes the constraint. Right? Is they get bottlenecked as the ability to think. Right? Yeah. They don't understand what their life looks like in the next 30 days, yet alone the next 5 fucking years.
The only thing they think about is you get a woman in there, she says, I want to build my glutes.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay, well, there's about 14 things you got to do to get there.
Yeah, there's a process, there's a system.
Yeah.
Right? They only focus on the product. They don't focus on how they actually get there. And then when they do get there, they're like, what the fuck happened? How do I sustain this? What's next? Well, you totally neglected the important shit.
Yeah.
So we start off with creating vision, understanding, getting clarity on exactly who they are as a human being, right? Because you matter way more than calories, right? Because your personality, your personal preferences, your wants, your needs, your desires, your goals, those affect your ability to adhere to calories.
Even if like you hey, like you like to have a glass of wine or a
that's
glass of whiskey.
Shit's important. Right? Yeah. Like if I said, hey, guess what? You can't have fajitas and margaritas on Friday with your wife. You're going to be like, fuck you.
Yeah. Fuck this diet.
Yeah. I'm not doing this. And then guess what? It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right? So whatever it is that we do needs to be based off of that.
So if I go have a margarita,
I don't get to eat for 3 days.
See, that's not cool, right?
No.
Right? That's the relationship you have with that.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what we don't want. Because what we want to do is we want to build long-lasting change. Like, I literally don't give a fuck if you lose 20 pounds or gain 5 pounds of muscle. That's not my goal.
Yeah.
Right? My goal is for you to lose 20 pounds, keep it off for the next 20 years.
Right.
Right? And to focus on the quality of life in between.
I saw this thing said the other day. It was like adulthood is basically losing and regaining the same 15 pounds over and over and over again. Yeah, and you see that.
Absolutely.
You see it like Lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
I've been going there now for a little over 3 years, pretty much since just before the pandemic, just before 24, they're off 249 and Jones shut down.
Yeah.
And so you become consistent. Obviously, the kind of people going to Lifetime a little different. I mean, the fees are higher, so it's just you tend to see not so much fall off there.
Yeah.
You see the same people going there all the time, but what I've noticed, man, is I see the same exact people with almost no change.
Yeah, they look the exact same.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, that's and the crazy part is like I'm an observer. Like I don't like get in there and really I don't socialize. Like I'm here to do business.
Yeah.
Like I'm coming here to blow off some steam.
Yeah.
Like I tell everybody, like you don't realize like how zen you have to be when you're doing like a dumbbell pullover.
Yeah.
With your shoulders on a bench and you've got 100-pound dumbbell literally floating directly over your face. Like you've got to be into that.
Yeah.
Like you can't be thinking about, oh my God, we got to go talk to so-and-so. No, like you got to be in tune with what you're doing or you're going to crush your face.
Mm-hmm.
But I see these people, they're coming in there and they're standing in front of the weight rack and they're bullshitting left and right. And they're not getting business. Like they're never sweating. Yeah. Like I'll be like yesterday was probably the most disgusting day ever. Like my, they have their ringer, like you go wring your shorts out, and all that other stuff. Like I had I had to go downstairs and like put my T-shirt in there, and just wring it out, man. It was like just sweat was everywhere, and I'm looking around and I'm seeing these guys that I know they're in there all the time. Mm-hmm. They're not using any additional weight above what they were using a year or two ago. They're doing the same exact exercises. They look no different, and I actually saw a guy. Man, I guess maybe, I don't know if he got sick. Hopefully it wasn't because he got sick. But I saw a guy that came in there. He had to have been 30 pounds like lighter. Like every ounce of muscle had left this guy's body. And I hope that wasn't because he got sick. But you look at it and you're like, man, like what are these people doing? Like what is their goals here?
Yeah.
I mean, some of them, you look at some of these younger guys, it's like, hey, I just want to flex in front of the mirror all the damn time.
That's a great goal, man. It's important, right? You want to look good.
Oh, yeah. Like, okay, so when you started this, what was your goal as far as like, did you have a goal as far as like for yourself?
When I started the company, I started like my
journey? Just your journey. I mean, you came out of the service and everything. Was it literally just to get you like more consistent after coming out of the service?
No, oh man. So we're gonna take things back, huh? So yeah, in the Marine Corps, so I served in the Marine Corps for a while. Did combat tours Iraq. I was in a combat tour in Afghanistan. I stepped on an IED on a mission. So I was a sniper in the Marine Corps. We were running sniper operations. We were setting up a hide site to locate a guy that was putting bombs in a road. Okay, so basically we were on this mission to take this guy out, and basically just vegging up ghillie suits, getting ready to lay down for the night. Basically. Just, hey, we're done. Let's go sit in and let's just chill out and just wait for this guy to come by, take him out, another routine, right? Well, I turned around, took a step. Next thing I knew, I was being thrown through the fucking air, right? I stepped on an improvised explosive device. And at the time, it basically took my right leg straight off, right? My left leg was completely mangled. So open fractures, tib, fib, all over the place. Basically, the bottom of my foot was pointed up towards my face.
Oh, fuck.
Right? Yeah, it wasn't a pretty sight.
Yeah.
Pelvic fractures, of course, like small things like in the hands and stuff. Like honestly, at the time, the thing that hurt the most was a fucking pinky fracture. Right? Fucking annoying as shit, right?
Yeah.
Went to grab my rifle. I was like, what the fuck? Nah, but so I stepped on that IED, right? And basically from there, I was flown out to Afghanistan to start to the hospital, really, to start going through basically battle control, battle damage. And it was that next year of my life that ultimately became a really a big struggle for me, right? And I thought at the time, like, fucking stepping on the AD was the hardest thing I ever fucking did. No, that was like the fucking easiest choice I ever made in my life. It was a single step.
Yeah.
Like I just had to take one step, and it changed the path of my life. But it was that next year of my life getting back up after that step. That was fucking hard, right? So basically from there, I was just bound to a wheelchair, undergoing multiple extensive surgeries, right? Trying to get my life back together. And I lost sight of that. I lost sight of who I was as a man, as a Marine, right? I was becoming addicted to all the narcotics I was on, right? Like there's a picture on my phone. I only have 2 pictures of this time in my life. And one of them's me in the hospital bed talking to one of the 4-star generals. And next to my hospital bed is a fucking slice of pizza. And I'm like, what the fuck? Just looking at this picture, I'm like, this is disgusting. No wonder I fucking got fat as shit, right? Because that's the kind of food they were feeding me in the hospital while I was going through this shit.
Yeah.
You know? But anyways, that's one of the pictures, right? So basically, I became very addicted to all of these narcotics. Lost sight of who I was as a man, as a Marine. Really let myself go. I didn't want to be a part of anything, and really in life in general, right? I felt hopeless, helpless. Right, I was depending on people to help me do basic human things, like being a Marine, not just a Marine, but a Marine Scout Sniper, a very A-type motherfucker. Now depending on people to help them fucking go to the bathroom doesn't sit well with me. You know, to fucking put my clothes on, like that's not gonna fly. So I just really just shut everything off from my life. Right, basically locked myself in my fucking room at the hospital, my house, and just kept to myself. I was ordering fast food in all the time. Right, wasn't eating healthy, wasn't being mindful of my health. I went from like where I'm at today, like 165-ish pounds, to about 250 pounds in this fucking wheelchair. It's a totally different person.
Yeah.
Right, and that's the other picture that I have in my phone. It's me at that weight, and in that same picture, I'm with a bunch of Army cats and fucking Charles Barkley. And the only reason I have that picture because it's in a fucking news article, right? So I had to actually go look for it. But I'm glad that I have it now because it reminds me of how far I've actually come to this process. But anyways, became very overweight, out of shape, right? Didn't want to talk to girls, didn't want to go out, didn't want to have friends. If I was going out and with friends, I was fucking getting obliterated drunk. Like literally I was drinking myself to sleep every single night to get through the day, to get through life. Like literally that's where I was at in my life. Like I didn't know how much longer I had. Let's just put it that way, right? In the hospital, I attempted suicide before.
I was gonna say, you at this point had you decided that you didn't even want to fucking be here?
Yeah, no, that happened in the hospital. Like literally, I was in the hospital bed one day, and literally, fucking, they have like the oh shit bars up here where you hold on to pull yourself up. Took a fucking bed sheet, tied it around the top, tied it around the knot, and just fucking flew off the fucking bed.
Rolled off the side.
Yeah, but they came and got me, you know, which, yeah. That's I don't even really remember that time too much because I was on so much fucking shit.
Yeah.
Right.
They're pumping you full of everything.
I like fucking Dilaudid. Like I was waiting every 10 minutes just to hit a pump of Dilaudid. Like literally, I was just timing that fucking pain pump. Okay, we got 30 seconds. Let's go. You know, because that's the kind of fucking pain it was. You know.
Yeah.
And not just physically, but mentally.
Yeah.
Like it was just trying to numb my fucking mind to what was really going on because it really started to set in after that. Like shit. I'm no longer a sniper. Like that's who I was. That's what I fucking bred, right? That's what I fucking just bled. Like it was part of me, you know? But yeah, so I went through this shit, right? Just in a fucking low place, just lost sight of everything. And basically I had a fucking awakening, right? I was in my bathroom and I was putting on my dress blues uniform. You know, that fucking, the sexy one, right?
The one the fucking women
The one
love.
with the medals,
oh my God.
Yeah,
Jesus, dude. Hey, I tell you what, I don't give a fuck. As a heterosexual man, I tell you what, that motherfucker is sexy, dude.
Yeah,
that fucking uniform is badass, dude.
It's sexy on a dude that looks good, but when you're 250 pounds, it kind of takes it down a notch. You know what I mean?
Oh, did you have to go get the? I mean, I'm thinking in my mind now. I'm like they had your uniform based on your sizes of operation and everything, and then you come out and now you're 40 pounds heavier. Did they have to go have it altered for you and everything?
No. So what happened was I was trying to put on my fucking 165-pound human being fucking dress blues at a 250-pound nasty piece of shit at the time.
Oh my God.
And it was getting ready for the ball. Like, so we had the Marine Corps birthday coming up. It's like, shit, I'm gonna start becoming a Marine again, right? I'm start doing Marine things. Maybe that will help me out.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go to the ball, right? So I put the uniform on. I couldn't get the collar to close, right? Like that shit's already tight at being 165. Like it stood no chance at 250. But no, it was this moment in life that really, like, I'll never forget it. I was literally staring at myself in the bathroom mirror and like just was instantly drowned in a sense of disappointment, right? And it wasn't the fact that I was overweight and out of shape. Like that shit didn't really matter at the time, but it's because I felt like I let everyone down, right? My teammates that risked their lives on multiple occasions to save mine, right? The medevac team that came and picked me up, like the doctors, the surgeons, the PTs, the OTs, my case managers, the Marines, my family, like all these people gave me a second chance at life. And I was literally being ungrateful and just fucking it up. And it was in that moment where I was like, shit has to change. You know, I took all the pain pills I had, I threw them in the trash. I went to my kitchen, I cleaned it out, the fridge, the freezer, the cabinets, the pantry, everything, trash can. Didn't care what I thought it was, if it was healthy or not healthy. I wanted to clean up my environment. And that's the first thing I did, right? That very next morning at 0500, I was the first guy in the gym. All right, I'm back on the military base. Here's a funny story. I actually wasn't able to drive at the time. I didn't have a prosthetic yet. And my other leg was in a metal cage. So I was actually driving to the gym by using a crutch to hit the gas and the brake pedal. I don't recommend anyone do that. Looking back, I was like, that wasn't the smartest decision.
Yeah.
But I was willing to do whatever the fuck I had to do to change, right? Because the place of where I was at was so painful. Like, no amount of change stood a chance. Like, I was willing to do whatever it is. And that's what I did. So the next few months of my life, like, I fucking went all in. I found what I once let go, which was being a Marine, being a sniper. Being able to accomplish the given task at hand, the mission, like nothing else fucking mattered. Being uncomfortable.
Dude, you make me think about this, dude. It's like I was having this conversation with somebody the other day about like how people go into like scouts.
Yeah.
Scouts for like for athletes. You know, where you have a phenomenal athlete in high school and college, like Johnny Manziel.
Yeah. And
they know he's going to go to the NFL, but pretty much everybody's like, man, he's not going to fucking last long. He's not going to be there long for for all of these. It's like the statistical reasons, right? Well, I actually have two friends who are were Marine snipers. Nice. And I'll give you their names off air, but one of them just recently reconnected with, and lives pretty close to me, but like I know. Obviously, you guys have to go through not only just a tremendous amount of physical training to get there, you have to go through a tremendous amount of mental preparedness to get there. You have to go through psych evaluations and things like that to even be put into that high stress, high risk job. Yeah. Like everything you described is exactly the characteristics of why you even got to be a sniper in the first place. Yeah. Your mental fortitude was just like it was stronger than your physical body. Yeah. Like I'm like, and I think about this. I'm like, man, they got that shit right from the very fucking beginning by even putting you in it because they knew your fucking mind was strong, dude. Yeah. Dude, I mean, that's a pretty huge swing going from being 250 to forcing your but fuck this, I'm not going to the gym. I'm going to use a goddamn crutch to push the gas pedal.
Yeah, nothing fucking stood a chance. Like not a thing in the world, right? It wasn't the fucking law. It wasn't my abilities that I thought I didn't have.
I'd love to see a cop pull you over.
Dude.
And you're like, look, motherfucker.
Funny story, actually.
All right.
No, we'll save that for off.
But I'm thinking, okay, so I had a friend the other night, who she had been drinking, and I told her, I said, you don't need to be driving. Yeah. Like I just had a feeling. I said, you don't need to be driving. I said, we were over at some our mutual friends' houses, and I said, you shouldn't be driving. I said, you can either stay here. I said, or I live a mile away. I said, I just don't want you driving. And she drove anyway. And sure as shit, she texts me 10 minutes later, hey, I got stopped by the cops. And I was like, but the cop let her go. Because on her dash, her car literally said she had 3 miles to empty. Yeah. And she was lost kind of where she was anyway. So I think about that and I'm like, man, okay. In that scenario, you got a pretty girl, big old boobs. You know, the cop's gonna
the cop's gonna be like, all right, next gas station's right over here.
Yeah.
Cop walks up to you. No leg, one's mangled, and you got a fucking crutch.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I know a lot of our police officers, first responders have been through a lot of shit over the past couple years, but that's probably something that they've never seen.
Yeah.
That would be like they would I'm just like in my mind I'm picturing
What do I do?
Yeah, like what the fuck, like do I really ticket this guy?
How do I get him to the car?
Yeah.
Do I have to pick him up? Because I crawled into the motherfucking truck.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You know, like, yeah, it probably would be a very awkward conversation for that cop, but
Like, okay, like going to booking, go this far, like they have to bring in like extra boxes and shit and like just kind of prop you up on top of this thing.
It was funny because I had like this whole system because I had to do this for a while, right? So I had a Dodge Ram, 4-door Dodge Ram at the time, right? So I was in a wheelchair, right? So what I would do is I'd go to the back seat of my truck and I'd crawl out and I'd fold the wheelchair, drag it in, crawl across the console so I can get in the driver's seat, and I kept a crutch in the passenger seat and just bring it over.
Jesus.
Just turn it around so I could use it to hit the gas and the brakes. And I was only going a few miles, you know, it wasn't going too far, but...
Dude, I watched this video yesterday, and not to kind of derail that a little bit, but I watched this video yesterday, and I didn't get the story, but it was a guy that he had no legs from, I mean, above the knee.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he probably had, I would say he probably only had about 8 inches of each leg, and then nothing more than mid forearm, both arms. And this motherfucker's throwing cornhole.
Yeah.
He's sinking it. Like he's just like it's just like he's holding on to the bag. He'll grab the bag and you see him kind of tossing the bag, and then he does this little fucking hop, and he throws that goddamn bag, and everyone's going in there, man. And I look at that and I watched the video over and over and over again. I'm like, man, people are fucking amazing.
Yeah, dude, the human body is so adaptive and resilient.
Yeah,
it's
man.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, and then like. So anyway, like I saw that and I was like, fuck, dude, these like I've been pretty fortunate in life. Like I've put myself through a bunch of shit. I've been through a bunch and I've done a lot to my body. Luckily never done any drugs or anything like that. But like I think about that and I think about the struggles I go through and I think about the challenges I try to overcome, and I'm a fully functioning, fully able-bodied, human being without any physical, hindrance whatsoever. And I'm just like, I look at all these people, guys like you guys our ages coming out of the service. They went in at 18, 19, 20 years old in 2000, 2001, and coming home, with not only physical, injuries, but mental ones, the ones that don't have that mental fortitude, the guys that were mentally qualified for the front line, but they weren't. But they the military knew that they weren't going to be able to handle the rigor and the stress of that other side of it. The ones that unfortunately didn't make it, that didn't make it after they came home, they couldn't survive life here, that kind of stuff. That were actually successful at that. That hospital room attempt. But I think about all that, dude, and I think about like just a pure fucking just the crazy part of you using a crutch. Man, just that blows my mind.
It was good times, man. Like it literally, it's just like when you think about it, right? At the end of the day, like we're very, like I said, adaptive, resilient human beings. Like when you got to do what you have to do to survive, you're gonna do what you have to do if you want it bad enough. And that's where I was at, and I was able to get that clarity again after fucking basically throwing the drugs away, right? Stop drinking alcohol ridiculously, right? And I knew like the place I was at in life was just, it was causing me a lot of pain, but causing everyone around me a lot of pain, right? And that doesn't sit well with me. Like the only reason I joined the Marine Corps in the first place was to help others, was for contribution, for service.
How old were you when you signed up?
I was straight out of high school, so I think I was like 17 when I joined. But yeah, so that was literally what happened, man. I literally started going to the gym, and I went there 5 a.m. I was the fucking last one to leave. I went back again in the evening to get my fucking 2 days in. You know, I started doing what I knew how to do, and what I knew how to do was fucking train like my fucking life depended on it, and more important, like everyone else's life depended on it, right? And I started fucking beating myself up again. I started getting super uncomfortable, right? Because that's ultimately where I find ease and comfort is with the uncomfortable, right? If I'm not facing adverse situations, well, I just fucking get complacent, obviously, right? I start eating fucking pizza in the hospital bed and taking fucking drugs. That doesn't work, you know? So, like, that's literally what I did, right? I really just went all in, like, tremendously. Like, I was skipping my PT and OT appointments at the hospital. I was still going through rehab at the time. I was still in the Marine Corps. Yeah. And I was skipping those appointments and literally just going to the gym for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? Just smashing weights, doing all the things, like, YouTube king over here. Like, I was looking up everything because I didn't really know much besides CrossFit. That was the only thing that we were utilizing in training at time. Yeah. So I would do like CrossFit in the morning, and then I was like doing like some of the bro stuff in the afternoons, and then in the evenings I would find another Marine. I would grab him. I'm like, hey, we're going to the gym. We're gonna work out together, right? Because let's just be real. Like, where I was at, Brooke Army Medical Center, there's about 60 other Marines just like me. Yeah. Right. Missing 2 legs, missing an arm, missing all limbs. Very fucking depressing place to be. Yeah. And it was sad because most people, they weren't able to persevere out of that, right? Like you said, the people that didn't have that mental fortitude, ready to accept what happens on the other side, well, they don't really come out, you know? And that's the hard part. So what I started doing is I started grabbing everyone and bringing them along with me, right? And I found friends like my buddy Sebastian, who's missing his arm. He actually stepped on ID, or not him, but his platoon commander stepped on ID about a month before my injury. He lost his arm. I started grabbing him, taking him to the gym. Staff members, guys that were supposed to be in charge of our well-being, I was grabbing them, taking them to the gym because they got complacent, right? Because where their duty station was, it's very sad, very depressing. Yeah. Right? And you could obviously tell, like, they were letting themselves go as Marines. And that's what I did. I really just kind of took my problems, took the attention off myself, and started focusing on everyone else around me. And ultimately what I found was I was able to not only become the ultimate version of me doing that, but help everyone else along the way, right? And that's really what I've been doing ever since, was focusing my attention on everyone else's problems and really kind of neglecting mine. And I just learned about this not too long ago, a few years ago, like about some of the problems that I still fucking have because I've been doing that for so long, and starting to accept that and really learn how that kind of plays a role and ties into everything. But yeah, that's really just been like my whole fucking path in life, is just not only serving my country, but serving my community, like beyond the Call of Duty. And that's what I did for a long time. Just to kind of bring back the stories, did that for like 3 months. I went from 250 pounds to about 180 pounds in a matter of 3 months. Right, like literally crash dieted myself down. Yeah, like I literally just wanted to get the shit off. Yeah, like I didn't have confidence. You know, I didn't feel comfortable going out to bars, talking to girls, or whatever the fuck. Like I was like what 24, 25 at the time. Like I was supposed to be like a young dumb dude, you know, and it didn't feel that way. Yeah, right. Like I just fucking felt ashamed and embarrassed and disgusted. You know, so I literally just spent like those next 3 months just hammering the fucking nail. Yeah, right, shedding the fucking weight, getting some confidence back, and it started to come back. Eventually, my PTs, she was like, what are you doing? Because I would only come like every 2 weeks just to show my face so they knew I was alive. And I'd be down like 10 or 15 pounds every time I showed up. They're like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, I'm just eating well and I'm working out a shitload. Right? They're okay, keep doing that because that's working. We don't want to fuck that up. Yeah. Right?
It looks good on our report, man. Keep going.
And basically, they dismissed me from my PT because whatever I was doing was working way better than the shit that they were trying to do. Yeah. Right? Because obviously that wasn't working because I wasn't showing up. You know what I mean? But yeah, so like eventually I went from 250, about 180 pounds, like crash dieted myself down. Ultimately, I realized once I got down to around 180, like fuck, I think I developed a shitload of eating disorders now. I was doing like all the things, paleo, the drops, fucking intermittent fasting, like all the crazy shit all at once. Like basically bankrupted my fucking accounts, just buying all the fad fucking programs, going to gyms. Like I had like 4 gym memberships for some reason. I don't know why. Right? I hired a personal trainer. Like I did all the things, you know, and it was what I was willing to do because that's the kind of pain I was in, you know? Yeah. So I wanted to end those painful problems. And I did that. Basically realized, okay, like fuck, well now I'm like basically anorexic, right? I went from being completely fat as fuck to skinny as shit, not liking what I saw on the other side all over again. It's like, shit, well, now I got to undo this, right? So basically I had to reverse that process back up, gain a bunch of weight back, right? And then cut it back again, just going through that periodization, those seasons. And going through all that, it ultimately realized, like, that fucking sucks. That really sucks doing that shit alone.
Yeah.
Especially if you're coming from a dark place. So after I retired out of the Marine Corps, December 2013, retired out of the Marine Corps, and basically, like, ever since then, it's literally just been about helping others through the vehicle of nutrition and fitness.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what I've been doing.
Is that how you met your wife?
Instagram's how we met. Yeah, and technically you could say it was fitness.
Yeah.
It started with a few emojis through some, like, fitness.
You know what? So hey, hey guys, keep going. There's a chance if you keep going after your dream
DMs
woman.
do work.
Yeah,
that's what that means.
Yeah.
Nah, I think she like sent me. She sent me like 3 fire emojis to. I don't remember some kind of story or post. Maybe she DM'd me like 3 fire emojis, and I just fucking ignored it. Right? And then eventually she sent another DM of like 3 coffee emojis, and I was like, okay, this got my attention. Coffee, we're speaking the same language here, right? And then it started from there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually did I actually wrote a post I think on Monday on Facebook, and I was actually talking about this where technically I'm divorced, but I did meet my wife, my ex-wife, on Facebook.
Yeah.
When I had actually moved out to Cyprus in 2016, I changed my address from Tomball to Cyprus, and literally, I'm standing in my kitchen waiting for Reliant to come out and turn the power on to the house I just leased, and this is the first person that pops up, and I'm like, hey, and at the time, I guess she had recently gone like through a breakup, but I was like, okay, consistency.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep sending like, oh, hey, how's it going? All this other stuff. Eventually we got together, started dating for a while, and got married. And anyway, not the same as still being married, but I actually have I've got 3 very close friends, like people I probably talk to on a daily basis. That I'll actually say my neighbor. It's kind of funny. Him and his wife met on an old app called Plenty of Fish.
Yeah.
Got another really close friend that they met on. One met on Hinge. The other couple met on Bumble. And they've all now been together for years. They're married with kids. All that good jazz, man. And you're like, man, look. Like dating apps, like that, like the internet does work for that, especially if you're not into like going to bars. Yeah. Like sure. It's kind of weird to say that living a lifestyle of consistently going to the gym it's not a conventional lifestyle. It's not like what you would typically think of someone, in their mid 20s to mid 40s is, I don't go to bars. So how do you meet people? Instagram, dude. And so I'm like, hey guys, just keep it up. Just DMs do work.
Dude, absolutely. Like there's a reason Indeed works for hiring, right?
Yeah.
Come on, it's a good way to vet people out. Yeah. You got to get the reps in. You got to put them through the ringer.
Well, you get to. I think there is some severe upsides and downsides of obviously social media.
Oh yeah.
The shit that it can do to our society. Obviously. What we've dealt with over the past 2 years, censorship, all hell Elon, getting out there with, a lot of that stuff. There's some really serious downsides of social media, but some of the really great things of social media is like, I was just thinking about this yesterday, is that you can sit here and I have friends on social media that I've never met in person. They live in other states, but they're interesting to me for some reason. And like over the past years, you're able to watch them go through different experiences in life, going on trips, having kids and all this other stuff. And you're like, it's kind of a way to where you're kind of involved in the person, but also not like on their, on top of them, you're just kind of observing these things. And you like, if there's a person out there that like interests you, like a potential mate, female, it's like that's a good way to kind of see the kind of lifestyle they live.
Just go back to the beginning of their fucking feed.
Yeah. Like
Watch them evolve.
Absolutely.
Are they growing?
Yeah,
You
like,
know?
hey, I'm totally cool with you being a complete mess in your 20s, like, because that's how I was. I was a fucking whore in my 20s. I mean, I went through a whole hoe phase. MySpace, was insane. And so, I don't begrudge anybody going through their own hoe phase, whatever, but like if you, like, yeah, you can see kind of the evolution of these people, and all of a sudden, all right, they're no longer... It's no longer like Sunday fun day and getting hammered and all this other stuff. It's like, oh, it's a brunch with your friends, and then you're at home in the afternoon kind of thing, or you go from wild parties and shit in Mexico to hikes in the mountains, that kind of stuff. You see that evolution of people, and it makes it kind of neat to like from that aspect.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to meet somebody any other way in my life. It's going to be through fucking social media at this point. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
100%.
So how long you guys been married for now?
A little over a year.
Cool, man.
Yeah. We got married on New Year's. Mm-hmm.
Badass, dude.
Hotel Zaza in Austin.
Yeah.
Virtually. We got married virtually. We had the minister fucking gave us the whole spiel via Zoom. But it's cool because we didn't want it any other way.
So y'all were physically at the hotel,
Yeah.
and he's on camera?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. But you guys it was a small kind of intimate thing for y'all's
Yeah. No, 100%. Like literally we met in November. She came out to Houston. She lived in Austin at the time. She came out for Thanksgiving with their family. We hung out. We worked out. That was like our first time meeting each other. We went to the fucking gym.
Yeah.
Right? We moved some weights.
Yeah.
We hung out a few more times after that and like just really hit it off. And it was just like, holy shit. Like this shit is fucking real, Fucking December came around, basically proposed to her. Fucking we were married by the end of the month, and it was just
damn, dude.
Sudden, like when you know.
Yeah.
Like I don't like to waste time. She doesn't like to waste time. Like we know what we want, what we don't want. Right? We're very like goal-driven individuals, and I think that's super important. Like we have aspirations. We want to help lift each other up in life, and like just knew it was the right thing to do, and timing was perfect, so we did it. And that was the only way to get it done that quick was via Zoom. So that's the route we went. But
isn't it a trip, man? The shit that we've gone through over the past couple of years, man.
Yeah. Like
you think about your life, right? You think about your military service. You think about everything you went through. Coming full circle, getting back to who you are today, all the other stuff, and how fucking easy it was for our government, for everybody around us, to pretty much shut our lives down.
Yeah.
And put us in a position where, like, you're getting married via Zoom because the minister, the pastor, can't physically be in the room with y'all.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, fuck, man. Like, I mean, it's a cool memory. It's like you're gonna be able to tell this story to y'all's kids one day and be like, hey, this is how this happened.
Yeah.
But dude, it's a fucking trip, man, to think about what
it is.
Like what's happened over the past couple years.
It is. It really is. And I think there's like really two ways you kind of look at it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, they've utilized this to grow exponentially, and there's the people that are going to look at like, oh, poor me. Right. And then there's people that are going to like see the positive, right? Reframe their mindset and understand it's an opportunity to grow. You can't control what you can't control. Let's fucking keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Right. And the people that do that, their fucking life is going to change immensely. And I think a lot of people have really utilized it to really expedite that process and just get all the bullshit out of the way for them, right? Because there's shit that had to happen for change, But yeah, it's quite interesting.
Well, I mean, that kind of like it kind of like catapulted your guys' stuff because now everybody's looking at it and saying, well, it's. Before you kind of wanted to walk into a box. You wanted to walk in somewhere and you wanted to sit down with a nutritionist and you wanted to have that feeling. Well, now, I mean, you guys are put in a position where the world basically was forced to change, and now it's completely commonplace where, I mean, look, we were already doing shit online. It's not like the internet didn't exist before the pandemic, but now it's, teledoc and all these other things that like people insisted on doing in person.
Yeah.
Now we're completely normal doing online.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure that's probably just taken what y'all are putting out there and just kind of catapulted it.
Yeah, so we were already online even before the pandemic. So my sister was already running an online nutrition company in LA. So we already really kind of had systems and processes and the know-hows in place. But what that obviously allowed us to do is to build more attention, more awareness of who we were. And that's basically what happened.
Yeah.
Right? We've utilized that. We leveraged that to not only help people just understand, like, you don't need to be in a physical location, which that does help certain people, you know, but more importantly, like you're no longer limited by what's in your immediate area, right? Because if what's in your immediate area sucks, well, that sucks for you, because you're only going to get as far as they're able to get you.
Yeah, because because you think about, like, even from everybody's work situations. I mean, for a year, pretty much, you know, half the world was working from home, you know, and so it's like, hey, if you're able to do your job online without having to go to an office,
hell yeah,
man, getting your nutrition advice and stuff like that, where hey, look, you can go buy your groceries your way, however you want to do it. Like, that's completely normal now.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Do you partner with do you get involved with any of like the supplement brands in the area?
We haven't yet. That's something we've been talking about, something that we're looking to do.
Yeah.
It's really just been about finding a brand that really aligns with our values for us. That's the most important thing, is making sure that we share the same values and we have the consumer at the utmost in mind. Right?
Yeah.
And that's really something that we're looking to do here in the future, but not recently.
So, I mean, a couple guys, I don't know if you've ever heard of them. There's one called Kilo Labs.
I've seen some of their t-shirts, I think, around the gym.
Yeah. So the owner of that is a guy named Michael Beauchamps.
Okay.
He owns a place called Champions Nutrition over off Loetta. So he works out there as well. He works out at Lifetime. He's usually there earlier in the morning. Really tall guy. I make fun of him all the time. Really, I mean, he's super guy. Really big, but you know, every day is arm day. You know, kind of thing. He's just, there's nothing he can ever do to get his legs big. Poor guy. But yeah, he owns Kilo Labs. Okay. I'm a great product. You know, they're coming out with a bunch of different stuff. And then there's a guy you probably, his name's Travis, owns Alpha Elite Performance.
Yeah. Okay.
He's up in the Conroe Woodlands area. He was Delta.
Nice.
So really cool, strong background over there, man. Really good, strong values for the company itself. He's kind of like, I think he's kind of in tune with the way you guys think. It's more than just the company we're creating a lifestyle and a profit for ourselves. There's something that we're adding back to the community.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he travels a lot to go to different events, you know, just to support it. Yeah. Even without, you know, not branding and stuff like that, he just does a lot of that stuff. So, you know, might be somebody, I don't know, you know, just throw that stuff out there. Yeah, I give you their information afterwards. Sure, but so you guys, like I said, I've seen you guys traveling nonstop, and have you guys? I mean, are you doing all independent, like gyms and stuff like that right now, or are you guys working with some boxes, some large franchise box style places?
Yeah, so right now it's mainly just affiliates and franchisees, right? Nothing really huge yet on the corporate side. We do have a few corporate locations in like the Houston area, the DC area, Austin, San Antonio, like builders construction.
Okay.
That we do work with. We run nutrition programs for them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, so like a corporation, they want to maybe save wellness program, save a little bit of money on their insurance, so they set up their employees, stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I've thought about that. I mean, I guess when you're, you know, I run a construction company. That's my primary job. Not this. This doesn't pay anything. This don't pay shit. I mean, Joe Rogan, we're not Joe Rogan or Lex Friedman or anything like that. I'm definitely not buying a $60 million house in California anywhere off of this thing.
I'm here. I gotta go.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was joking around, man. Like I had it was an old show that I put up, I don't know, maybe 2-3 months ago. And it got, for some reason, it hit the algorithm and it got, you know, some additional views. And I got like 3 cents off of it.
You made it. I'm like, you got paid to do what you love to do.
American dream, man. But you know, like, well, you talked about it, dude. They're in the pandemic. Did that embolden you or just kind of solidify you even stronger mentally to kind of double down on your life goals?
Absolutely, like 100%. Like that was a huge changing point in my life when I like even leading up into that. Like basically, I'm a very big on acquiring skills, right? So right out of the Marine Corps, 2014 to basically about 2019, I spent that 5-year period just acquiring skills, right? Working for different gyms, becoming the head coach, operations manager, getting close to people that I wanted to be like, that I thought they could add value into my life because they had some kind of skill I wanted to be around. And that's what I did. And I would spend about 1 year at this location, acquiring all the value I can from this place, and then going somewhere else. And just really starting to level up and acquire as many skills as I possibly could because I knew I wanted to do something bigger, much bigger, but I didn't believe that I had the bandwidth and the skills already to do it at the level that I wanted to. Right. So basically timing just happened perfectly. Like I already knew like it was time to go. I had my sister move out from LA to Houston so we could work together, and we just went all in, like literally just doubled down, tripled down, basically nothing in the bank account kind of down, right? Like this is going to work. Yeah. I've been working on this for a very long time, and I already know we're going to be successful. We just need to find a way to implement it. And obviously it's a scary thing, you know, right? You're a business owner, right? It's taking massive action, you know, not being scared to fall on your face and understand that you're going to figure it out, right? A lot of people, like they get scared to even take action because they're afraid of failure.
Yeah.
Right? They think they're afraid of failure. We're not afraid of failure. We're afraid of success because success is unknown for most people. We've been failing our entire fucking lives, right? We're really good at that, and it's actually comfortable for us, you know? So that's what we really did, man. We fucking just went all in, and it's been insane, right? Because we have a huge vision. Like I have a massive vision. Like my vision with the company is to transform 1 million lives. Like that's our company vision. That's my vision that I set from day one, and is getting all those processes and systems in place to make that happen. And it's been an amazing journey, and it's something that like, man, I can't even like put into words sometimes. It's just so meaningful and purposeful to my life and my values. And like my sister, she has her own story. Like it's insane when you kind of just think about it, but it's something that we really want to do, not just for obviously the people around us, but for everything that we've been giving, like the opportunities. Like she has her story of adversity. Like she's a cancer survivor at a very young age. Watching her and my mom battle cancer. My mom passed away from the same cancer that she had, right before, like literally as she was going through the same cancer, like my mom died. So being a fucking young teenage girl, seeing your mom die from something that you have, like that can be fucking tough, you know. And watching her overcome that was huge, is monumental in my life, right? And I think that gave me a lot of the willpower and the drive that I had going into the Marines as a sniper. Like knowing that, okay, my little fucking sister can do this shit. Like I can fucking do this shit, you know, like that kind of shit, you know? So she's been like huge inspiration for me in my life. And it's something we both really share. And we really want to just build our life around is contribution. Like that stuff matters to us, is giving back. Cause like shit, there's one point in my life, I didn't know I was going to fucking be here.
Yeah.
Right. And I like, what does all this shit even matter? It's just a game, you know, it's just one giant game. All the shit you acquire gets pushed back into the middle eventually. It goes to somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, you only die once, but you live every day.
Absolutely.
I mean, and when you can't take any of the shit with you. I mean, look, we've opened up enough Egyptian pharaohs to realize that, hey, that gold mask and that gold plate's still here today. It didn't transition with them to the other side.
Somebody else is getting your gold. And like, you might as well do something meaningful.
Yeah.
Right, with your time here. And I think that's really important to us, you know, and that's like the vision that we've created, is make a huge impact in the world, the nation. Like it's very powerful to us.
Yeah, I would imagine that something like with your sister going through cancer, obviously, I mean, there's just no telling at this point in society and in the environment. Obviously, people with cancer, the number of people with cancer is only increasing. And there's really no, outside of being directly exposed to a chemical or something like that, there's really no way to identify where it comes from, other than, man, it's got to be some type of environmental thing, and has probably a lot to do with what we're putting in our bodies. So I'd imagine that probably plays a big part in, you know, kind of like your sister getting out there. And
and for her, I think it was really when she was basically in the hospital with my mom, right? And like they're fucking getting chemo, you know, very depressing place once again, right? Like literally, like the only thing they could focus on was happiness, is smiling.
Yeah.
And that's all they would talk about is we need to be happy, we need to smile. And for her, it's just been about that, is making people happy again and helping them understand where they're at in life, to really love themselves and basically get out of their own fucking way and stop fucking constraining yourself with these stupid limiting beliefs of you can't or you won't or you shouldn't or you need to do this, you know, and just start living your fucking life on your own terms. And that's really what it became about for her, was that. And obviously nutrition and wellness plays a huge role in our fucking mental ability.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, you know, like that picture right there is painted by an artist. She lives in the Woodlands. Name's Melissa Duarte. Her father, I want to say it was April 18th of last year. Her father passed away of, I believe, stomach cancer. And when she was in the hospital with him, I guess she was able to go in there, and she's a huge advocate now, I guess, for like dietary, you know, a betterment, I guess, is the way for cancer patients. Because she said, you know, she's in the hospital, and of course you get a menu and little things that they could pick from, and you know, like the only drink that's on there for her dad is Diet Coke. You know, he's in there for cancer, for stomach cancer, and like how do you not have a better option for him than Diet Coke? And they're looking at the food, and it's like this trash food. It's this shit food that you're putting into a body. It's like you're literally in the #1 hospital facility in the world, MD Anderson, you know, downtown Houston, and you don't have a better idea of how to you know, provide nutrients to these people that are fighting for their lives. And it's so you take all that, you go that route, and it's like, if the fucking hospitals have an issue doing that, imagine what the individuals, guys, like people like me, like, you know, the #1 reason I work out is because I want to eat. Like I've gone through the years and years and years of dietary restrictions, and so now I'm like, no, I'm gonna go and I'll beat my own ass for 2 hours. I refuse to do cardio.
There you go.
I don't do any cardio. I just lift. I lift I lift heavy. I lift fast, and I go for an hour, 2 hours, and I just want to eat.
There you go.
Just want to eat, and but for me, I mean, I don't mind getting bigger. It just is what it is. I'm a guy, I can put on some size. It's totally fine. But you have all these other people that have these things out there, and it's like, well, fuck, man. If you think about that, it's like how big a factor. I mean, isn't it? I mean, what do they say? It's like 60% of working out is actually what you put into your body. It's like the diet and stuff like that.
Yeah, I wish we could put a percent on it. Like, it obviously depends on the person and their workouts. Yeah. Right? How much energy are you actually needing to fulfill that? Right? Recovery, stress management is huge, right? Working out, stress, eating, dieting is stress. But yeah, it's a huge staple. You got to think about it. The name of the game at the end of the day is managing stress, right? If you talk about like longevity of health and life, we know the protocol to live long, healthy, and happy is to reduce stress. Yeah. Right? In order to grow muscle, you need to reduce stress so you can recover, right? Make sure you're eating enough calories, right? If you're chronically living in a calorie deficit or chronically dieting, well, you're probably not building muscle mass. Yeah. You know? So a lot of things like that, really got to kind of look at the bigger picture. And I think that's super huge. Talk about clarity, creating vision, stepping back, seeing what's truly important to you. Yeah. Right? Because it sounds like what's important to you is your quality of life and your lifestyle, right? It's not really so much the food, right? We just need to make sure that helps you align with who you want to be in the future. Yeah. I mean, I've just gotten to the point, like me personally, it's like, hey, if I want to go out with my friends and I want to have a margarita tonight, or I want to have some tacos, like I want to do that. But knowing come tomorrow, I'm gonna have to beat the shit out of myself. Yeah. Like I'm gonna have to go harder. I mean, cause I used to do the meal prep. Yeah.
and
sucks.
and yeah, man, because I mean, but you know, and it's one thing like if you live with somebody, like you guys can kind of share that responsibility. And I did that when I was married. Like we would meal prep every week. But dude, like being on my own and the schedule that I maintain, I'm like,
Dude.
Lubies. Like I'm
the Jello.
yeah, like I went home, like I ended up getting a man, I even felt bad. No, I didn't really feel bad. I didn't feel bad at all about it, dude. I actually got a German chocolate cake.
Oh, wow.
Slice of German chocolate cake from
yeah.
from Luby's, and I ate it at about 11:45 last night. While I was sitting on the couch watching, you know, I that's what I just my decompression. I'm up, I'm moving around all day long. So like you said, the stress part, man, like I have to. Mine starts about 2 hours before bedtime. And I have to turn everything else off, and I just have to sit there and kind of zone out to some nonsensical bullshit on TV because my brain's gonna go to work. And I was like, yeah, I'm hungry.
Sounds about right? We know cortisol's elevated. We need carbohydrates to reduce it. Makes sense, scientifically speaking.
Dude, so okay, well, all right. So you just hit on something right there. Did you go and get like did you end up going back to school?
Yeah,
for all this?
Yeah, well, I went to school for a little bit. Realized like it's a bunch of bullshit. It's always a waste of time. But no, I do have a bunch of like certifications that I went through. I found a bunch of mentors, right? They were really big in the certification space. I found a mentor that actually built a certification himself, right? So I had access to a lot of knowledge, a lot of education. But the thing at the end of the day, education means nothing without application, right? I have a lot of experience. Right, besides just education.
Yeah, like you've actually lived it.
Yeah,
like you can actually show somebody, hey, here's a picture of me looking like Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah.
In this, in this fucking wheelchair over here, and here's what I look like now. Like you can fucking do it. Like you live that lesson.
No, for sure, absolutely. And then of course, like my sister, she went to fucking college for nutrition dietetics, right? So we have the educational background. Yeah. But for me, more importantly, guys, the company as the company owner and the CEO. Right. It was more about the application of things, right? Because we know like there's more education than ever today, right? The nutritional education today in society is at all-time high. Yeah. You know, there's more diets than ever in existence. You think about it, like there's a shitload of fucking diets out there, but yet again, obesity is at an all-time high. Yeah. Does that make sense? More diets, more obesity? No, it doesn't add up. Right. Right. So what that says is the solution to your problem doesn't live inside another diet, and that's the first place you want to turn to. Right? Instead of actually looking where the real solution lies, which is what's going on between your ears. Why can't you adhere to a diet? Because we all know how to lose weight. You fucking lost the same 20 pounds how many times? A shitload, right? Yeah. Me too. Yeah. You know? We've been losing the same 10, 20 pounds the majority of our adult lives. What we really suck at is at weight management. That's where we suck. Is how do we create a lifestyle around this where we're not going back to where we once were? Yeah. You know? And that's where we put the huge emphasis on. Right? It's not how to lose weight. You know how to fucking lose weight. All right? Just fucking take away calories. Go to Google. Yeah. You know the apple's better than the M&Ms. Right?
But the M&Ms taste so good.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So it's actually super simple at the end of the day when it comes to the tactical side of like altering body composition. Yeah. It really is. Yeah. Right, but it's all the shit leading up to there that no one looks at.
But the problem is my M&Ms don't go bad sitting on my counter, but my apples do because I bought them, and 2 weeks later they're still in the bag.
Eat the M&Ms. Nothing wrong with the M&Ms. Nah, but honestly, that's literally like what it comes back to at the end of the day. It's not about the fucking diet, right? We know diets work. It's you that doesn't work. Yeah, you know. So that's really like the biggest thing is understanding. What's your fucking goal? Yeah. Like, have a vision. After that, know where you're starting that journey from. Yeah. Like, if you don't know where you're starting from, you have no idea where the fuck you're going, right? You got to turn the GPS on. Like, you have to. Put in the in-state destination. Like, instead of just mindlessly trying to go through life and figure shit out, like, just take the second to understand, okay, this is where I'm at. This is where we want to go. Yeah. This is the path. Anything off of it is just fucking distractions. Put the blinders on, you know, get there. Yeah. And just fucking optimize for it. You know, that's it. Like, integrate it into your lifestyle. Yeah. How can I make this sustainable? How can I have the M&Ms and the fucking Lubies without gaining fucking 20 pounds every fucking month? Like, you can do it. You just got to understand the subset of sacrifices to do it, you know, and that's what it comes back to is understanding and awareness.
Yeah, I mean, yes, like I said, man, I know. I go eat something like Luby's, it causes me to have to go and
crush it.
Yeah, like I've got to go in and do, you know, because one big thing like I changed for myself was I love leg day.
Yeah,
like I love doing legs as I was a speed skater, so I had like super big thighs to begin with, and like legs was my thing. I always had a smaller upper body, like a very, very small upper body. But what was really weird was like I graduated high school at about 165 pounds. At 34 years old, I was 165 pounds, but I was almost all leg, had nothing up here. And I was like, man, I feel like I just feel upside down. And so I started going that other direction, but I didn't do legs for like 2 years. I did 0 leg exercises for like 2 years and just went straight into upper body, my back, working on my back, stuff like that. You know, girls like a big, you know, I'd work on my butt, keep that one going. But it's like I knew what I needed or what I wanted to do. And so I had to sacrifice something that I loved to do, which was legs. And once I kind of got those kind of in tune, I started going off in this other direction of, all right, now I've got it here. How do I continue this process of getting it there? And I'm like, all right, well, but I also want to be fucking happy.
Yeah.
Like hey, look, I was ripped up at 165 pounds, you know, super lean and everything else. You know what? I mean, personally, I wasn't happy.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't happy, like, cause to me, like that's my body weight where I have to I can do one thing and it throws me completely off the rails. Once I got to like 185, 200, like I had more room to play with. Like for me, I was like, I had a little more hiding area, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little more mass to be able to hide a little bit of this, a little bit of that kind of thing. But I know, like if I eat Luby's, man, I got to go beat the shit out of myself. And so I changed everything where it's like I do a leg exercise every day and then I do my body part.
I like that.
So it's like yesterday I did nothing because I just wanted to crush a chest workout. But I went in there on Tuesday and I did squats. I did 8 sets of squats, all the way up to 335, and then I did arms. So like squats was like 35-minute workout, and then I did an hour and a half of biceps, triceps.
There you go.
You know, and that way there's always upper and lower body going on there, and I know that works for my system.
Yeah.
I know it puts my body into overdrive. I'm sweating. I'm burning calories, that kind of thing. And I'm like, okay, well, now maybe I get some Jack in the Box tacos too. You know, it's like my payment for myself. So, you guys, you know, so everything's online for y'all.
Yeah.
Where can everybody find you guys?
When it comes to our nutrition stuff, it's going to be the Transformation Project. Okay, so transformationproject.com or the Transformation Project on Instagram.
Yeah. At the Transformation Project.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Man, Nick, so I want to tell you, dude, just you know, kind of wrap things up here. I knew a little bit about your story. I have a big military background, as well as my family, stuff like that. And I knew a little bit about you before I ever asked you to come on.
Yeah.
And number one, thank you.
Appreciate you, man.
For what you've done. You putting your life on the line for the rest of us. Number two, dude, and I think most importantly, is not giving up.
Yeah.
Still being here today, man. Like that's the coolest fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like all the other shit you've done, like that's cool. Like you go out there, and pull that trigger, you know, spread them freedom seeds. But dude, thank you for being here. Like, not here.
I got you. Yeah, I appreciate that.
I think that's the biggest achievement ever, man, because
sure.
there's too many people, there's too many men and women who serve, that struggle, and they're no longer with us. And it's unfortunate, and they need, I think, you put it out there, man, that there's purpose, there's a reason to be here, man. I really, above and beyond everything else, man. I think that's the coolest fucking thing in the world, man. So I want to say thank you. You give. I've talked quite a bit about you before ever even meeting you.
Shit.
I talked quite a bit about you to my friends and family, and just the things I knew about you prior to you coming on.
Yeah.
So, man, I want to thank you for all that,
man.
dude. You're an inspiration. I don't know if you know that. I don't know if you feel that, or if you've ever been told that. I'm sure you have. But dude, you're an inspiration for so many other reasons, other than just your military service, man.
Yeah.
Just persevering and all that stuff, man. So I want to say thank you. But Nick, man, thank you so much.
Dude, brother, appreciate you, man.
Yeah. All right, Nick. Have a great day.